Let's look at how some of these arc lines intersect. We're going to take a look at this line going back from Tonga to the Nazca lines. We're brought back to the cross of the two predominant lines. If we take this other line up to Oaxaca, we find that the distance from where the two lines intersect from the intersection point back to Oaxaca is about the same distance from the cross of the Nazca line to the Kingdom of Tonga. Those two distances are almost identical, both distances being 10,200 kilometers, fairly close to a quarter of the circumference of the Earth, approximately 6,000 miles. If we follow that line from Oaxaca all the way south, we don't really end up anywhere. But if we go back to Egypt, to this step pyramid, and shoot off this line across Africa, it would intersect at 90-degree angles along the line that was created from the Canary Islands to the Mauritius Islands. This step pyramid is older than the Pyramid of Giza, dating back to a time when maybe the Egyptians might have had a greater knowledge of the earth and might have traveled and created the pyramids in Mauritius and the Canary Islands. Let's go back to Oaxaca. Here is the pyramid in Oaxaca that lines up with the Nazca lines. If we followed this diagonal off the pyramid to the south, we would find ourselves in Peru, back in the Nazca lines. This same Nazca path lines up with Teotihuacan, the Temple of the Sun. So now we're going to talk about time sinks. I'm still doing more research on time sinks and how these stones are synced by time periods. Here we can see how the lines created by the Tongan Empire would travel from Hawaii to New Zealand. This line would be very hard to draw from the standpoint of a loxodrome using the stars or the sun or even a polar star. This line was created most likely by the use of the time of year when the sun was at the right moment in time and when the earth was positioned correctly. The two pyramids in Oaxaca also line up by a time sync. Teotihuacan has a road that passes between these two pyramids, and that road is also time synced at the exact same time period. It seems like all these lines occur in our present calendar in the month of May. As well as, of course, Stonehenge to Giza. There are also some compelling connections between these civilizations. We talked about how Chichen Itza lines up with Angkor Wat. Well, the construction between Angkor Wat and these Central American pyramids is very similar. We also find that New Zealand and Malta share similar honeycomb stone huts, which do not show up anywhere else on the planet. Also, there is the connection of New Zealand, England, and Tonga through Stonehenges. Many of these ancient societies were primarily matriarchal societies as well. Societies